guys, it's Malcolm here. So now I'm trying something new, and hopefully you'll bear with me. Well, it might work, it might not work. You might like it, you might not even like it. Well, I do care. I'm not gonna say I don't care. I do care. I want you to like it. So without boring you with some corny jokes, at the beginning of the lockdown, I did a series of videos actually. In fact, one in particular where I spoke about, how life is changing, how businesses have to adjust, we spoke about mending the nets, what are you doing to prepare yourself for life after the hard lockdown as we had it. Well, at the time we didn't think of the lockdown as anything but the hard lockdown. So we thought of the lockdown as it was. No going anywhere except for the local store to buy your food. You couldn't even buy your cigarette, by the way. And I know a few people who almost died from that. Yeah, thank God they didn't. But you know what they say, when people zoll, they have to change, exchange. Yeah. But anyway, so we went through a crazy time as a nation. We learned a new thing. And I mean, the couple of statements that people didn't quite get. The first one they couldn't quite get, and the second one they did understand what I was talking about. So the first one is that I said, well, 2020, the year that we are all on mute. Yeah, what I meant by that is that we've learned a new term. You are on mute. Like my lips are moving, but yeah, I hope you could hear that. But anyway, so yeah, you're on mute. So we learned those terms. We got to live a different life. We got to engage in a different way. Now, all of this have been challenging at most, but at the same time, I believe it has given us an opportunity. Now, before I go into the opportunities, in this past week, I spoke about why we don't need virtual meetings anymore. Now, make no mistakes, I'm making a video now, so it's virtual, and I'm speaking to you living wherever you are living, and it's virtual, and I'm getting to speak to you. I love virtual stuff. I thrive on virtual stuff. In fact, at some point in my life, I made money out of doing virtual stuff. Nearly said virtual shit, but hey, it's my channel. I can say whatever I want. So, virtual shit. Yeah. So I make money out of making virtual stuff and everything. So I like that. But the reality is that human beings are social beings. We are slowly moving into a time where we need to be aware that the virus is still there, but at the same time we've got to take care of our psychological side. I would like to know how many people have completely lost it at this time. And I'm not in any way discarding those people who probably feel like they're still very anxious about the COVID-19 virus being out there. The reality is that they're there. But at some point, we've got to say, stuff this. We need to move. We need to engage. I need to give my friend a big hug. Well, maybe not a big fucking hug, but a big hug. So, so you get what I'm saying. So yeah, so you need to give your friend a big hug, and we need to move towards that because we are social beings, and nothing is more worth it than physical meetings. Now you might say these meetings are boring, but they're efficient when they're physical. I can see exactly when you're having a problem, and I can see exactly when you are ready to speak. So that helps. And also, communication is not just verbal in terms of the words that we say, but communication is also in terms of the gestures that we give. I mean, think about it. Most of Zoom meetings that we have, we switch off our cameras. So I can't see your gestures. I can't see your facial expressions. That loses the whole impact. I can't come to you afterwards and get clarity on that point that you made in the meeting. Yeah, sure, I can give you a call, but it's not the same because we are social beings. So what am I saying? I'm saying, let's create a new world. Let's create a world where we go back to our physical meetings, but at the same time we make provision for a digital interface as well. You know, I know somebody said, I thought I was talking about hybrids, creating hybrids. Yeah, probably we're creating hybrids. But what I'm referring to is, let's play out this scenario where somebody has to come to a meeting who really wants to be part of a meeting, but because of digital, lack of digital stuff that we had before COVID, they couldn't be part of the meeting. Now we know we don't need to have everybody there present at the meeting. We know that people don't have to be physically there for us to engage with them. So let's build that world where the digital and the physical come together to create a beautiful world where we are beautiful social beings that engage with one another. And don't tell me that you don't miss engaging with your friends, giving them a hug, and some of them a kiss. Yeah, don't give your boyfriend a kiss in front of another boyfriend that you have. That would be weird. But give them a kiss. Okay, so yeah, that's just my take. I don't know what you could get out of it, but I would like to believe that the biggest thing that you can take out of this is that let's go back to having physical meetings, not because of COVID. COVID will always be there for the rest of our lives, for crying out loud. With or without the cure or the vaccine, whatever. COVID will always be there. Make peace with it. Make peace with it. The sooner you make peace with it, the better. Then the only thing we have to figure out right now is, how do we live our lives with COVID all around us? How do we become social beings with COVID all around us and beyond the digital space? Let's do it, people. We can. Cheers.